This episode of the Damage Guild podcast is sponsored by listeners like you. Join the guild at patreon.com/damageguild to receive exclusive perks, member rewards, and bonus content.
Last time on the Damage Guild podcast.
Thorberf, if you're being ridiculous, come down from there, please.
Okay. Thorberf comes back down and settles on his little boulder.
So we'll go back into the glowy stone room and make camp.
While you're resting, Thorberf comes along and I just wanted to spend some time with my friends.
Come and have yourself a seat by the fire.
And then he comes back in and out and in and out and in and out through your whole break.
We'll ask him about the kobolds we're going to face later.
10 hours later, everyone's rested.
And all HPs are restored.
So you've all rested up. Thorberf has been in and out the whole time, but he's not here at the moment. What do you want to do next?
I think now that Solarg is dead, we may need to work our way past Thorberf's little lair there and face what lies beyond.
I agree. Kardain, why don't you lead the way?
Yes. Thorberf's not here right now, right? So we can go back to his lair and talk and speak with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Kardain. Or maybe Stoke should lead the way. Does anyone have a light source, perchance?
You coming, Brian? I think you're the one with the light source, yeah.
I was using pathfinding, and it was not finding a path. But that's okay.
Well, you have to find a path when you're playing Pathfinder. I feel like that's
true.
That's kind of the point of the game.
It is a prerequisite.
Yeah, it's not path found, it's Pathfinder.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
I can also just kind of move everyone.
But moving ourselves is more fun, probably.
It's a lot more funner, for sure.
Yeah.
So you left Mr. Crowley behind?
Mr. Crowley, no! I have to go back for him.
That's such a great thing for a running gag. You're like, Mr. Crowley, go! And then he just flies away.
He just flies away. Like, I've been waiting for this. For you to release me. Yeah. I am looking forward to when you have enough budget to take speech.
Yeah.
So that Thane can be role-playing him more actively.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, technically, you have telepathy, though, with Mr. Crowley.
That's, I have empathy as the sort of only guaranteed thing is empathy with your familiar.
You'll have to upgrade that to telepathy. It's like a mix of both.
Your empathy has evolved into telepathy.
Telepathy.
Telepathy. Okay.
All right, so you go back to Thorberf's cave, and you see him floating on his back in the pool, swimming around.
Oh, Thorberf taking a dip. Thorberf, might I have a word?
Yes, what do you need?
Well, would Solarg have possibly been the reason why you did not want anyone to go down that corridor and engage with the kobolds?
They want Solarg and me to guard passage. We're here to keep you from going through, but you already said that you would stay here and be my friend afterwards.
Yes, we are your friends. We most certainly are your friends. You see, the thing is, we wish to be friends also with the kobolds. So, in order to do that, we must meet them. And we must make friends with them and show them that we want to be nice to them. So, if you would be so kind, would you perhaps be open to making an introduction?
They don't want me to leave here.
Oh, I see.
You can go see them on your own.
Oh, okay. Wonderful, wonderful. That sounds magnificent. Thank you, Thorberf. We will return shortly to be your friends once more. I mean, we are your friends as we go, and yet we will be your friends upon our return as well.
With each passing, we become more your friends.
Yes, and absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say. Well, see you later.
See you later. All right, bye.
Farewell, Thorberf.
Have fun. Be safe.
Oh, yes, certainly.
Don't cause too much trouble.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all.
No trouble at all.
So you head out of his room, and there's a small tunnel to the left where you can see a faint glowing light just kind of reflected off the walls.
Oh.
And the passage also continues ahead, where you can see it splits again, forward and to the right.
Ooh. We should probably designate some exploration, shouldn't we, team?
Yes.
What are you guys doing?
Indeed.
I shall scout.
I shall need a reminder of what exploration activities are available.
You could do your shield spell.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Avoiding notice, detecting magic, scouting, or searching. Maybe I'll be detecting magic this time.
That's not bad.
Okay, and it's a 30-foot range, right?
Yes, indeed.
And how long does that one last?
It's a cantrip, so I can just keep recasting it.
Last time we had an issue where, like, casting the same spell over and over.
Yeah, you can keep it going for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right, I'll do that.
And I reckon Stoke will be stoking. Stoke gonna stoke, right? Maybe defending, maybe?
I mean, yeah, but we all know that there's enemies coming, so I feel like Kardain's definitely going to try to get the free shield block, and maybe Stoke could do the same. Raise a shield.
Sure.
Or he doesn't have raise a shield, does he?
He's got a buckler.
That's fair. I'll cast shield instead.
Yeah, he is a buckler raiser, so he could look for traps for us.
That's true. What is that, investigate?
Perception.
Oh, perception. Okay.
For his activity is search, I believe.
Search, okay. All right, so I guess since the tunnel is a little bit narrow...
Well, so Thane, you said the light is coming up from the left tunnel, right?
It's coming from the first passage on your left.
Yeah.
So which way do you want to go?
I suggest we follow the light.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a bad strategy.
But I don't want to be in front.
Yes.
I was going to say, I thought, Zara, that you enjoyed the dark.
I do, and yet I am the bearer of this accursed lightstone.
You squeeze through the narrow passage, which opens up in front of you, and you see a relatively large open cave, which features a wide assortment of mushrooms and other fungi growing across most of the available surfaces. The faint glow from some bioluminescent lichen on the ceiling casts the area in a pale blue. The floor also has a fair amount of bat guano spread around it, but you don't see any bats.
Can we see the whole room at this point?
Pretty much. It looks like it extends kind of around the corner ahead of you. I mean, it's an irregularly shaped cave, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're listing several things I feel like Kardain would want to put his fingers into. So I'll run my hands over the mushrooms and then scoop the guano and give it a sniff to try to see how fresh it is.
To take a little lick.
What about the bioluminescent moss?
Oh, yeah.
That's on the ceiling. Can't get to it easily.
Oh, yeah.
I ask Verrol to... Can you help me, Uppy? I need to get to the...
Oh, certainly. I'll stand on your shoulders. Yeah, bend down.
Oh, you want to stand on Kardain. I see how it is.
Yes,
all right, so...
yes.
All right, Kardain will give you a lift so you can reach the moss.
How tall is the ceiling?
There are some lower parts where it's like 10 to 12 feet.
Okay. I'm wearing gloves, so I don't mind, grabbing some moss with my hands.
We'll just get some new ones next time we're in town.
All right, Verrol, just come hop up on my shoulders.
Yes. Well, if any of this bioluminescent moss sticks to my gloves, then I shall certainly have to have them replaced. Okay, yeah, so I'll go up and grab a handful.
Okay.
And bring it down.
Yeah, you retrieve some of the lichen. As you're getting a little bit farther into the room, you realize that it looks like the larger of the fungi appear to be organized in kind of rough rows with a narrow gap between them.
Oh, wow, they eat it. So the mushrooms they're mushroom farmers.
They're farming it.
Heck yeah, dude.
Ah, okay.
Good on you. Nice, man.
Well, I mean, one way to avoid combat is just to cut off their food supply. Steal all the mushrooms.
True.
Could we swipe one of the mushrooms that they have growing in rows, like to see if it's for more than just eating?
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if Thorberf likes mushrooms. Maybe we could bring him a few back as a gift. Like a little treat, a snack.
Oh, you know what would be really clever? You're like good at charisma stuff. What if we just gave him some mushrooms and said, hey, like we just hung out with the kobolds and we reminded them that you're friends with them, Thorberf, and they wanted us to give you, a gift of mushrooms from their garden, from their mushroom garden. You'd use them as a trick.
Oh, I don't think I need to really lie to him. We'll see what happens when we encounter the kobolds. But would you mind putting a few mushrooms into your sample pouch, Master Kardain?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sure I have bags and pouches and pockets for herbs.
Yeah, so you stow a few mushrooms.
Good, very good.
Anything else we see in this room?
You continue walking in?
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right. When you get to the corner, you see leaning against the wall, there's an old wooden shovel. The blade is covered in guano and dirt.
Okay, that's the relationship
symbiosis.
between...
Right.
They use it as their fertilizer. That's clever.
Yep, you gotta have that down here.
Continuing towards the back of the room, you can see that there is one narrow tunnel leading out.
Let's take it.
All right, we go around the corner and head down the tunnel.
I like that Stoke is taking the lead. I like his sense of initiative. We could learn a lot from Stoke, you know?
We could.
I feel like Kardain's admiration of Stoke has only grown since, like, Stoke, like, fixed my shield, and he tried to make the familiar satchel, even though we weren't successful. You know, they've really been bonding.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Well, maybe the point to where, like, Verrol's a little jealous of, like, how much, like, how bro-y Kardain and Stoke are becoming.
I don't know that being jealous of a servant is really pertinent to my...
Becoming of one of your stations.
Yes, to one of my stations, exactly.
You know, Stoke, when we're done with all this adventuring, I'll have to have you over and I'll make you some of my tomato pies. Would you like that?
That sounds downright revolting.
I mean, yeah, as once as we determine that it's safe for consumption.
How do you plan to do that, I wonder?
I can think of a few ways.
So you squeeze your way down the tunnel, and then it widens into the largest cave you've seen so far. Lumpy piles covered in ratty fabric are tucked into the corners, and crude drawings cover much of the walls and floor. A small chest sits against the far wall, next to one of the piles. Standing and sitting up next to these piles look to be some rather sleepy, lizard-like humanoids. But it seems as though perhaps your talking has awakened them. The creatures' hides are blue and red. Some of them are blue, some are red. And they wear leather and cloth scraps. They're equipped with an assortment of crude weapons. You've heard of such creatures, though this is the first time that you've seen them. Intelligent monsters, while not entirely unknown before the Sundering, have proliferated rapidly in the years since, filling the darker corners of the land where civilization no longer holds sway. They don't seem very pleased to see you entering their cavern. One of the ones at the back stands up and shouts something. What languages do you all know?
That is a good question. Do I really only know one language?
You never picked a second one?
Well, now's the perfect time to pick one.
If Kobold is a language, I probably would not pick that one. But if they speak some other...
Brian, you and I almost had duplicate languages, but when I found out that you had Fae, I think either I pivoted or I think something had happened to Kardain's character build where I didn't have as much intelligence anymore and therefore didn't get another language. So I've got Common, Dwarven, and Wildsong.
I do know Draconic, in case that's relevant.
I thought, what? That's crazy. You know a lot of different languages. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I know you also know Fae.
Yep. High int score.
It's true.
Lots of languages. Pathfinder.
Int characters are just better than everybody else.
Basically.
That's
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but...
It's basically what I'm learning about this game. They really, really loved on their intelligence classes.
It was the same in Pathfinder 1st Edition, too. You get a language for every point of intelligence above 10, which is cool.
Hey, at least being high whiz, I'm naturally perceptive, okay? It does come with some perks.
Well, the blue one at the back shouts something that you don't understand in kind of a high-pitched yet guttural tone, and the others reach for their weapons and roll initiative.
As I roll initiative, I shout, "Greetings, friends! We are so happy to be here with you all. We hope to forge a long and lasting friendship between our two kinds. I mean, between our group and yours. I'm guessing that has no effect whatsoever."
Yeah, even if they do understand you, they don't respond in any way.
All right, well, Zara rolled an 18.
Everybody gets +1 because I was scouting.
Oh, make that a 19.
Yeah, Kardain's on a 17.
Verrol is on a 14.
Stoke goes first.
Hey, Stoke, why don't you go give him a handshake?
With your axe.
Unfortunately, at this point, he can't see very far into the room because the light's still behind him in the tunnel. So there's only one guy that he can see, and he moves up to attack. So he's going to attack once, get a critical hit.
Of course.
Wow.
You know Stoke be stokin'.
And he cleaves the kobold in two. And then he turns around and raises his shield because he doesn't know what else is out there.
Oh, yes.
Zara?
So the radius of the crystal is what, 20 feet? The light radius?
I think it's 20 foot bright, 20 feet dim.
Alright, so it would be helpful to the humans amongst us for me to move up to at least within 40 feet, right?
And if they're not in the bright light, then they're also concealed, which is a 20% mischance.
Okay. I just had the realization, why don't I give the crystal to Mr. Crowley, since I typically send him into combat anyway?
Oh, that's a thought.
Yeah. And that keeps me further from danger.
It's around your neck?
No, it's in his hand.
No, it's just in my hand right now. Could I go ahead and just have him take it as he flies off?
Yeah, I forget how heavy they're allowed to carry.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, I know manual dexterity is a thing, and I think that denotes, not that you necessarily need manual dexterity to do this, I'm not saying that, but like, I think there's definitely a familiar ability that like gives us more clarification on how heavy of objects they can carry, right, Thane?
Yeah.
Manual dexterity would be for doing stuff with the manipulate trait, I know that much.
Well, even holding things, I think, is rolled into manual dexterity. But I could be wrong about that. It would be really good if I'm wrong about that. So I remember having some conversations with Thane about how, like, holding objects is not as simple as I was hoping it was.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think I'd be having, like, yeah, even like right now, Braun would probably be holding some stuff for me if he could, and just pass me items. And yeah, anyway.
Did we have a discussion at some point about potentially turning the crystal into a neck slot item? Did we talk about that when we first got it?
We did, yeah.
Yep.
We'd have to like bring it to a jeweler or something.
I'm pretty sure familiars can carry at most light things.
Oh, okay.
It would take multiple actions to pass it off and have him to fly away with it.
Yeah, so first action, I sort of run into the middle of the room.
How far does Zara need to move before the light starts to work? I don't know if you want to expose yourself in front of the frontliners, Brian.
That is fair, but it just so happens that this puts the 3 targets just inside the ring of the light so that they're not in concealment, which I think is good for you guys.
Yeah.
So this is an aside. Brian, I don't have a lot of healing on Kardain. I have like a lot less healing than usual on Kardain, so I just don't want you to get killed.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't want to get killed either. Let me move back here.
Like, aren't those 2 kobolds, unless they're archers, aren't they going to come to us? I don't know if you need to go that far, is all I'm saying, friend. Like, this is how I feel playing Kardain. I'm like, no, my friends. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're constantly thinking about other people's health totals more than your own.
No, every reckless decision you make means a spell slot I'm going to have to use.
I'm not worried about the spell slots. I'm worried about the dying condition.
So first action, I'll run into the middle of the room, 25 feet, and then I'm going to cast needle darts at the kobold standing right next to the treasure chest.
Okay.
And I'll be using my frying pan, so it's cold iron, in case that matters. And that is a 24 to hit.
Boom.
That hits.
For 3d4 damage. That is 7 damage.
What? Yeah. Solid.
Your needles strike the kobold. He growls in anger and pain.
And then they fly back to my hand. And I reattach them to my frying pan. And I will end my turn there.
Kardain, see there are 3 kobolds in sight.
Oh boy, okay.
Give him the business, Kardain.
It's not that simple. I have a lot of options here.
You have a lot of businesses.
What are the kobolds equipped with? Can I just take a glance at the 2 kobolds that are further into the room? Because I have a better line than maybe summoning.
The one that seemed to be giving the order has a small hammer. The one next to him has a pick. And the one close to you has a spear.
Okay, so they're melee, so this actually could be really good. So Kardain's going to move to Zara, and I am going to summon a Grimple. And I want the Grimple to be next, or in front of Zara, in between Zara and the kobolds. And I like to have the Grimple vomit a 30-foot line of puke onto both of the kobolds.
Did we give him a name? I thought he had a name.
I don't think we named him before.
Yeah, is he a grandpa, by the way? Then he'd be a grumpy grandpa Grimple.
That would work. That would be on brand.
Greg, maybe? Greg the Grampy Grandpa Greg
The
Grumpy Grandpa Grimple.
Fails. So it becomes sickened.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And he gets 2 actions.
Yeah, I do get another action with this. Whenever you have a minion you've summoned or things like animal companions, if you spend one of your character's actions making them act, you get 2 actions with them, which is kind of a good value. Okay, so I'm going to throw a rock.
Yeah, throw a rock at it. That's a great idea.
Because apparently I'm not close enough to bite it. Okay.
Yeah, you can throw a rock.
And I roll a 14.
Right, so
Nice.
you missed with the rock.
Okay. It wasn't enough.
Verrol.
All right, I will advance on the nearest kobold and attempt to tumble through his space. Make an acrobatics check. That is a non-natty twunzo.
Ooh.
Get on the other side of him, so that gives him a panache.
Unnatural twinzo.
I will then attack him, and that is unfortunately a 10 to hit.
You miss.
So I will finish with a finisher, and that's a 19.
Tumble through is part of your movement, is that right?
Yeah, tumble through conveys movement, so like you take you can stride and then tumble through as all part of the same action.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we hit on the finisher, and rolling 3d6, that is 10 damage.
Finish him.
You indeed do. So you rush forward,
All right.
quickly slide behind the half-awake kobold, and just stab him straight in the back, where he slumps over and withdraw your sword, and he falls to the ground.
Ha! That's what you get for not being our friends.
Now it's my turn for those that remain. First, the one that was giving orders begins to chant something. He reaches over and touches its friend's weapon, which begins to glow brightly. You see magical signs and sigils running along its length.
Oh boy.
And then it casts another spell, and you see its wounds closing somewhat.
Ah, wow.
And that's the end of its turn. And then its friend lets out a scream and starts charging towards you.
Oh, what a frightening scream. I'm so scared.
I don't think it's that frightened of the Grimple, so it's going to aim for Zara instead.
No.
Hits you with its pick for a whopping 11 points of damage,
Oh, man.
Wow.
Ouchies.
and it will attack again with its other action, but misses.
Oh,
Okay.
Kardain, perhaps you were right.
Zara, if you come over here, I could patch you up.
Stoke sees you in trouble.
If only there were a big, strong man around to help me.
He runs up and he's going to take a swing. He hits, gives it a moderate wound, and tries again, but misses.
A rare miss for the Stokemeister.
Zara.
The Kobold in front of me has taken some damage. There's only the 2 left, so I'm going to try to bravely run away first. The other one was a caster. I mean, maybe I could take him on, but I probably just run over to Kardain for healing. So yeah, and I'll just sort of run straight over to Kardain, leaving the one Kobold still in my radius of flight. So that's my first action, and then I'll turn around and needle darts him. So that would be an attack roll with cold iron for... that's a 9 to hit.
And it misses.
Yikes.
Okay, that's my turn. Yay.
Alright. Kardain.
All right, Zara. I'm gonna bring out my fruit.
Please do, good friend. That would be most helpful.
Hold out your hand, and I'll make a fruit, and drop it straight into your hands.
I use the catch food reaction.
Do you have an open hand?
I do indeed.
You got the crystal and nothing else?
Correct.
Okay.
So is one of the spell components like one of those Thanksgiving-esque horns of plenty that you have to carry around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just pour the fruit out of the cornucopia into Zara's outstretched hand. So I'm going to cast the spell, and I'm going to dump a piece of healing fruit out and onto your hand.
Many thanks.
Of course, Zara. I hope that helps. All right, and now I will have Grimple Greg flap over to the Kobold and give him a nice bite. And that's an 18 to hit.
All right, 18 hits.
Maybe instead of Greg, we should name him Dinkle. Because I think Dinkle the Grimple sounds kind of nice. but it's the little, I don't know, the wordplay. It's got a nice feel to it.
Dinkle the Grimple.
Plus Dinkle is a funny name too.
Okay, roll your damage.
And that's only 2 damage. But hey, 2 damage is 2 damage. I mean, come on.
Hey, every little bite helps.
Episode title?
Episode? Maybe.
All right, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, next is Verrol.
All right, I will advance upon the kobold that Dinkle and Stoke are fighting, and I will again attempt to tumble through it. That's a 26.
Hey-o.
Hey, all right. Nice. And then I will try to attack it. 24 to hit and 4 damage.
All right, Kobold's looking pretty wounded at this point.
Okay, so I think it's time to finish him. Oh, only a 6, but it still deals the precise strike damage, which is just 2d6 and a half. So 7.5, 3.
Well, that is exactly how many hit points it had left.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
The consistent damage from these finishers, it might not seem like a lot, but it's consistent damage.
Very nice.
The last remaining Kobold does not look very happy at the moment. The lead Kobold, the caster, sees all of his friends now fallen to the ground, and he bolts towards another opening that's to the right of where you came in,
Hey,
and disappears around the corner.
come back here.
Come back here, you.
You knave.
Yeah, these little guys are really fast.
He probably did a move.
He certainly had a quickness about him. I must give chase.
Stoke.
Hey, Brian, you could give the Lightstone to Stoke or Verrol if they're going to be running after the Kobold.
I can't exactly chase after it in the dark.
That is true.
I mean, both you and I have dark vision, so we're not the ones that need the stone.
Yeah, that's true.
He does have a free hand with the buckler.
Also true.
So he runs over towards you, says, "My lady, the crystal if you would."
I would. And I give it to him.
He grabs it and proceeds to run.
But before he goes, he says, in exchange, I give you my heart. And then he runs away.
He can't get very far, though, because he had to spend all that time getting to you and taking the crystal, so he doesn't make it even quite to the corner. To the other passage.
Let's just hope we're not running straight into a trap.
Zara's turn.
All right. I will definitely spend an action consuming the fruit. What kind of fruit is it, by the way?
The fruits of Kardain's
Flavor.
lavers, yes.
It's whatever flavor you want it to be.
Ah, that's my favorite kind of fruit. All right, so I roll...
Technically,
Ooh.
Kardain, you could make a tomato if you wanted to.
That's true, or an avocado.
It actually just says it's some piece of produce, so it can be fruits or nuts or whatever.
Ah, kale.
Can you make it a cabbage, please?
Yeah, you definitely want to go kale or cabbage. What you should definitely do is make it an entire bunch of celery. You know, those like big things. They sell like a full stock of celery so that it takes you like an hour to chew through it.
I rolled a 7.
A tasty, sweet, fruity 7.
That is not too bad, dude. Compared to a classic 2d4 plus 1 healing potion, a d6 plus 4 is so solid.
It's money.
It's only going to get better as we heighten.
So that puts me up to 11 skis. All right, so that was one action. Then I will run over towards Stoke. And it still looks like we haven't quite gotten around the corner there, so I will... I don't want to get myself into too much trouble, but I will go ahead and start running around the corner past Stoke.
Is that just Zara's like curious nature driving her forward, and the fact that you have dark vision?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can see the kobold.
So I basically just get right around the corner, and then I'll stop there to keep him in my line of sight. That's my turn.
Kardain.
Dinkle, we've got to give chase.
Hop on my back, Dinkle. No, hop on Braun's back.
Wait a minute. Would that be more action efficient? That's a great idea, Verrol.
It would also be more lice efficient, so keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yes, anyone that touches him has lice.
But it might be worth me giving myself lice because I could transport Dinkle a little further, right?
Think of the action economy, Thane. Think of it. Dude, Braun is probably immune to lice, so if he hops on Braun's back and gives Braun lice, it probably won't matter, right?
I'm not guaranteed to get lice from Dinkle.
Well, take your chances as you will.
Let me look at how bad the lice is. Oh my goodness, hang on.
Makes you stupefied.
24 hours until the creature is submerged in water or exposed to a severe cold environment, whichever comes first.
Oh, well, we've got a bath of water right in the next cavern.
Surely Kardain,
He'll be fine.
given his general state of uncleanliness, has experienced worse.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think the action economy is worth it.
He's sort of like a big walking lice himself.
Yeah, but it's a -1 on all mental attributes.
You know what we could do, though? And I'm sure Verrol hates this idea. I'm considering having Dinkle come perch on Verrol's shoulder so that you can efficiently move him.
Not for a moment will I come into contact with this revolting creature.
All right, so Kardain says, Dinkle, if you hop on Verrol, we can all give chase, and I'll have Dinkle swoop down and land.
I think he doesn't fly.
I don't think he can fly.
What?
Oh wait, no, he does fly.
Is flying?
He has like skin flaps.
Never mind.
Oh, what?
He has tiny little wings.
So he's gonna flap with his skin flaps,
Oh.
and he's gonna land right on Verrol's shoulder like a parrot, and I'm just gonna have him like perch there.
Only if you allow that.
Oh, I can choose not to allow it? Absolutely not. I sidestep it so that he flaps to the ground.
So it flies into the wall.
Okay. If he won't accept Dinkle, I'll have Dinkle just do Dinkle's normal move, which is not too bad.
Also, I like that you're using Dinkle's name as many times as possible in each sentence.
Yeah. He's not too slow. 20 feet fly. When I command him, I could just have him fly twice.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, this isn't that bad. All right, so let's get going, Dinkle.
Just of note, Jay as a player understands that it would be far more economical for Dinkle to ride on Verrol's shoulder, but Verrol as a character will simply not allow it.
I'm going to try again. I'm going to have Dinkle, because he's within range, fly to Stoke. Dinkle, try to land on that one. I know it didn't work out for the last human, but I'm going to have him try to land on Stoke's shoulder.
Stoke doesn't want this disgusting mangy beast on him either.
Why didn't you summon the sprite? That would have been fun to take a little piggyback ride.
Yeah, a sprite would have been much more refreshing.
Get your little hairless bat thing off of me.
Oh, come on, Stoke. He's all right. So I'm going to have him fly to the side of Stoke.
Also, you guys will be glad to know that there's a punk band from the 90s named Grimple.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have to give that a listen later.
That's perfect.
All right. Then you run up.
Got one more movement.
You have 20 feet.
If I'm spending both of Kardain's movements. All right, and Kardain's going to follow after Dinkle. So I'm kind of right behind Stoke.
Everyone's converging on that corner. Verrol?
I am scared of the dark. I am nothing without light down here, so I will make a run for it toward the light and follow everybody. I will even take the lead, perhaps. So I'll do double moves, and then I'll spend my third action wrapping my dueling cape around my arm.
Aha.
All right, so you run just to the edge of the light, and then wrap your...
Yes.
You can hear the creature panting in front of you.
It's a chase. A good old-fashioned dust-up.
The kobold turns back momentarily, sees that everyone's chasing it, mutters another incantation, and you see it form this ball of swirling green acid. Chuck it. There's a Verrol and Zara.
Oh boy.
both of you make a reflex save.
Okay.
Fortunately, I'm pretty good at reflex saves. That is a natty twins.
Hey, natty ones.
And that's a natty 3 for me for a total of 9. So basically the same thing.
That is a natural 3.
Zara, you take 6 points of acid damage as it sprays all over you.
Ouch.
And then the kobold continues to run and almost makes it around the next bend. Stoke steps forward, and just as he rounds the bend and steps a few feet in front of Verrol, you hear a metallic clank.
Oh, I knew it. He's ringing the alarm bells.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, not from there. Your clank at Stoke's feet
Oh, it's a trap.
as metal trap snaps shut.
It's a trap.
Oh, it's even worse. The old bear jaws.
So, a set of metal jaws reach up and grab his ankle, holding him in place and dealing quite a bit of damage too.
Oof.
Stoke shouts in pain,
Stoke!
reaches down and pries the trap open, yanks his foot out, and
Oof.
it snaps closed again. He's hobbling a bit. He says, I'll be alright.
Ow.
And then he staggers forward as much as he can, but he was slowed down by that and doesn't manage to get to the kobold. Zara.
All right. Having just been splashed by this acid, Zara sort of like wipes it off of her quickly, and then she says, "Just wait till my father hears about this." And then she runs forward, and she will go ahead and cast needle darts on the kobold. Ooh, that's a 27.
Nice. Natty
Hey,
twinzo.
look at that.
The second one of the night in quick succession.
Ooh.
So you skirt the trap, rush forward, and cast your darts. Strike the kobold in the back of the head, and he gives one final scream as he collapses to the ground. Slides forward
Yes.
around the corner.
Sniped.
Zara's first kill. Heck yeah.
Sniped with the needle darts. Sweet.
That battle went a lot better for you than I expected it would.
So how much damage did you deal?
So I rolled a 9 on 3d4, and then Thane said you double that? Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
so 18.
So 18? Okay.
18.
Sweet.
I see the party.
So do I.
Yeah.
So you've dealt with all the kobolds that you saw. What do you want to do? The passage continues on ahead of you, and then there was the chest behind you.
Are we still in initiative?
No.
Okay. Let's loot the bodies and the chest.
Yes. I think we take everything. Like, some of their items are actually worth decent chunk of change.
Yeah. So I found a light hammer on the kobold here. And then let's see what else we got.
One of the kobolds has a light pick and leather armor.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll take as much as we can carry, I imagine.
Yeah, so leather armor, sling, spear, and some spear bullets.
Or why it says you're all picking pockets.
I mean, that's kind of what's happening, right? It's just that the pockets are of the deceased. Did somebody already loot the wizardy one?
Mm-mm.
The one who we chased down the hallway?
Yeah.
He just had a light hammer. That was his only item.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think all the other guys are looted. Now shall we investigate the chest?
Yes, Verrol, would you be so kind as to attempt to open this chest?
I will. I will attempt to open the chest.
Zara backs away from the chest.
Okay. It's not locked, so it opens easily.
Oh, wonderful.
And inside you find a decent-sized pile of coins and various gems,
Ooh.
My.
Nice.
as well as a copper ring.
My.
Well, here's a nice little pile of coin.
I love decent-sized piles of coins.
Hmm.
I'll send out a ping for detect magic.
You don't detect anything magic.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
The cool thing about money is we could turn it into other useful things.
Imagine that. Is that what money's for?
I'm not an economist or anything, but could you explain this money to me?
Yeah, I'm not a mathematician, but...
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Oh, wow.
Good night.
It's amazing.
Who'd have thunk it?
I just detected a hint of disappointment that nothing in this hall was magical.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is quite a magical chest.
Yeah, exactly.
Gold's gonna spend.
Yeah, money always detects as valuable.
Should I go ahead and pick these things up?
You could put them into the party sheet if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where everything I looted I put straight onto the party sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to do that as well. Stash.
Would recommend.
Ye old stash.
Yeah, during that previous encounter, I was like, if only I had put the dog statue into Kardain's hand. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put that into my non-shield hand.
The dog statue, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would have been a viable turn if I didn't have to...
All right. All of the treasure is now ours. Officially.
Sweet.
Okay, so this is a lot of bulk that you're supposedly carrying here.
Yeah, we gotta sell some stuff.
If we have to drop some stuff, we will. Are we over encumbered?
You've got 9 bulk of treasure.
Is that a lot?
How much? Yeah, I don't know totally how bulk works. Like how much a normal person can carry.
Well, I'm looking at Verrol and Zara. They both aren't carrying their maximum bulks yet. Kardain was pretty close.
Zara's maxed out for unencumbered. Actually, Stoke can carry all of that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Stoke could help us carry? Okay, cool.
So Stoke is our pack mule as well as our damage dealer.
But that's the extent of your treasure. No one can really pick anything else up.
Well, if we have to, we'll drop like the spears and other bulky things that aren't worth much.
Yeah, exactly.
At least it's not like the Bethesda games where your movement speed gets gradually slower and slower when you get encumbered.
Well, yeah, you do slow down if you're encumbered. This is the limit before anyone gets encumbered.
Yeah.
Stoke, would you also take the chest? That's a nice chest, and I'd like to have that container at my cabin.
Yeah, Stoke, kindly put that chest in your pack, if you would.
It's not a particularly nice one, but...
No, I'm just kidding, Stoke. That was a Kardain joke.
Always with the zingers, Kardain.
Well, I think it's best we gotta move on.
Yes, I agree. I'm assuming the chest is like a rough make and not like an old artifact or anything, right?
Yeah.
It's a koboldy chest.
Yeah, they cobbled it together.
Heyo.
Heyo. That's a good one.
Do we want to try to rest?
Yes, please. I feel as though I have 5 hit points at the moment.
Stoke rubs his leg. I probably use some tending to my wounds here.
Yeah. I mean, how much time do we want to spend? We could do first aid. We could wait for Kardain's fruit to come back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're under any time crunch, right?
I feel like the Kobold was headed for something.
But he didn't get there.
He didn't get there, but maybe he's got friends.
Could be.
So maybe, could Kardain get some, like, herbs for the first aid bonus from, like, the mushroom garden next door?
I don't think that counts.
Okay.
Mushrooms and herb do not make,
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Maybe a really efficient thing to do would be to first aid on Stoke. I don't know if he'll let me do it, though, because he wants you to do it, Zara.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll treat wounds on Stoke if you give me another piece of fruit.
It'll be 10 minutes before he can cast it again, so you could have him treating wounds.
We only have one med kit.
Maybe when we sell all of these weapons and armors and stuff, we should invest in a second.
Perhaps. We could get Kardain that actual refurbished one that Zara was hinting at its existence thereof.
That's right.
So Zara treats Stoke?
Yeah, I treat wounds on Stoke. I get a 21 on my medicine check and heal him for 14.
Sweet. Wow.
You've got the healer's touch, my lady.
She wipes her hands off on her leathers as she packs things up.
And disgust.
Yeah.
You don't like him anymore?
See, well, the thing is, it was the one moment where he wasn't trying to hit on Zara that she noticed him. Then as soon as he tries to be dashing and creepy, that's when she gets grossed out.
Dashing and creepy.
Yep.
It was a simple compliment.
And I don't take compliments lightly.
Hey, Zara, I took into account some of your feedback about the fruit I make. You want to try this one?
Yes, indeed.
All right. It's this time. It's like a
grapefruit.
Yeah. You like sour?
It's a cabbage.
Oh, you want it to be cabbage flavored? I'm sorry. I made it sour this time.
I'll take a nice peach. How about that?
Yeah, I really should have asked you before I made it what you wanted. But here you go.
As I recall, you said that last time.
Sorry, my memory, you know. There's going to be plenty more fruit where that came from.
All right, so I will eat the fruit and regain 6 HPs.
Huh. That didn't quite get you there, did it, Brian?
Yeah, I'm at 11 out of 15.
So we could wait for me to pop another fruit out, or I could just tend your wounds, or you could tend your own wounds with first aid, and then that would let me regenerate my fruit without us having to... Like, we could do this in 10 minutes instead of 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we should opt for the faster option, it sounds like.
Yes, so let's do that and forge ahead.
All right.
You head back down the path the Kobold was running away?
Yes. Let's head back down that same tunnel.
I think I'm going to change my exploration. Now that we know that they're traps, I think Kardain should definitely be on trap sweep mode.
Okay.
I'm one of the better candidates for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
With the high wisdom?
With high wisdom, yeah.
Although, actually...
Is Stoke good at that or something?
Well, Verrol is expert in perception.
Oh, so you're also good. We could have us both doing it, because it's just that the Game Master does secret check, so if we're both looking for traps, then we're less likely to get trapped on.
True.
So, how it works is Kardain has the better number, but Verrol has the higher proficiency, which means Kardain has a higher chance of noticing it, but Verrol's the only one who can notice things that are hidden at the expert level.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like some things will require a specific proficiency level to have any chance of noticing it. Alright, so you're going more slowly, scanning the area for traps. You don't find any traps, and it eventually loops around back to the whole entrance with Thorberf and the mushrooms and that extra side area that you haven't checked yet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So we get back to the start. And then we've got just one more tunnel to go down, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's one more passage off to the south. So let's check that out real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not much of a tunnel. It's a small cave, which appears to be a dumping ground for bones, spoiled food, and other detritus.
This is their bathroom and trash heap.
Among the rubbish, you see the majority of what appears to be a human skeleton, still dressed in surprisingly new clothes of an unfamiliar style, though now torn and dirty.
Time to ping, Zara.
Yeah, exactly. Send out my little radar signal.
You don't detect any magic.
Well, nothing here, I'm afraid.
You don't want to inspect the body? We could at least pay our respects.
I think we should go over and have a look. Yes.
That's true.
Okay.
All right, Kardain, after you.
Is it because it's dead you want me to look at it?
Oh, no, it's because of all the refuse and filth.
Should be right at home, yeah.
Well, this might be a check that you guys are better at, because you're like nobility and like scholarly educated.
Yeah, if we can actually tell that it's a legit human skeleton, then I will feel some need to lay it to rest in a proper way.
Okay.
But don't you want to know where they're from?
Yes, I would like to take a closer look.
Would that be like a society check?
Yeah, I'll do a hidden secret society check. Secret society.
Secret society. To see if you join a secret society.
That was like our one question on the Q&A session for the Patreon. That was your question, Brian, right? What secret society would you want to begin?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's right, yes. For this and other interesting conversations, check us out at patreon.com/damageguild.
Riveting conversations.
Yes.
So all that you can see is that the outfit that he's wearing, well, first off, you can tell that it doesn't look like the body's been here that long with how new the outfit is. Like it doesn't match the age of the ruins or anything. But you don't recognize this type of clothing. You haven't seen anyone in the valley wearing it.
What is it like?
I mean, it's just kind of typical like robes and stuff. It's just the particulars of the designs and the features that it has.
So either someone was just up on the latest fashion trends, or they're from somewhere else we haven't seen. So it's a skeleton, like all of the flesh is gone, but the clothes are still relatively intact.
Yeah, they've been torn up somewhat, and as you get close, you can also see that it looks like the bones have been gnawed.
So there's nothing on this skeleton besides the clothing?
No, not really. You also notice that the back of the skeleton's shirt is kind of soaked through with dried blood.
We're looking for evidence to bring back, right? It feels wrong to take clothing from the dead, but Maybe we should. What do you think?
I think these bones should be buried properly. I don't like the fact that...
Oh, well, yes, of course we could bury the bones. I was merely saying that if what you're saying is true, that you've never seen clothing like this, maybe that's the evidence we need. Yeah, it might be somebody back in the township that knows where this is from.
I would be willing to attempt to separate the clothing and lay these bones to rest.
Is there like a respectable way we could do that? I guess it would be we would take the body to go bury it, and when we're doing so, see what clothing we could remove.
Salvage, yeah.
I say, Stoke, kindly prepare this skeleton for burial, please.
It's not exactly my specialty, sir.
You guys can let me do it. I'm a grove tender. I've had to lay plenty of bodies in the ground.
Would you?
As it turns out, there was a shovel just around the corner.
We're not going to use the bat poop shovel, Zara. That's not respectable at all. You know, actually, this would be in Kardain's wheelhouse because he has like a high respect level for the sanctity of life.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that he takes burial at in high regard.
Okay, Stoke says, there were some things that we could use as like cloth or tarps back in the Kobold's room.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of lumpy...
Or bedding.
Yeah, that would be better than me touching the body itself, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's a good thought, Stoke.
Alright, so someone heads over there and grabs one of them. You can wrap up the bones in that.
Alright, we're gonna wrap the body up, and if we have to, use rope or anything...
So you take care of it.
Perhaps we should inquire with Thorberf as to whether he recalls seeing this individual.
Okay, so you head back out to Thorberf?
Yes, and I ask him just that.
Yes, some people came through quite a while back. My memory's hazy. I don't remember things that well. I think someone got mad at him.
Oh.
He wasn't as friendly as you all are.
I see. Do you remember how long ago that may have been?
I don't know. Many meals.
Many meals, yes. Thorberf...
I like that's how he measures time.
Yeah. Thorberf, you wouldn't happen to know what a birthday is, would you? A celebration of the day upon which you entered this world?
I don't know why you'd need to celebrate that.
Ah, I see. Yes, well, nevertheless, we did encounter your kobold friends, and we were very kind to them when we first entered. However, I was curious to know whether your taste buds are inclined toward fungi, and by that I mean mushrooms.
Yes, mushrooms are everywhere here. They feed me the mushrooms once or twice a day. Well, day.
Once or twice a meal? Yeah, yes. Every meal. We just so happen to have brought you a little treat. Isn't that right, Master Kardain?
Oh, that's right. And I hand the body to you and ruffle through my pack for the mushrooms we gathered earlier. And I hold them out of my hand for Thorberf to scarf.
He reaches out his oozing hand and scoops the mushrooms.
Kardain's unfazed by this. He's like, take all of them, little one. Take them all.
He grabs all the mushrooms and starts popping them in his mouth. A bit early for a meal, but I appreciate it all the same.
Yes, one other thing, Thorberf. Although we were very kind to your friends, they did not particularly wish to be friends with us. So unfortunately, they have gone elsewhere. They decided that this cave was not a suitable home for them. Rather, we decided that. And they shall not be present any longer, I'm afraid. They have moved on and said that they no longer wish to be friends with anyone, yourself included. I am so sorry to say it.
You see his jaw drops open slightly.
But we remain ever your closest friends.
Dearest friends.
Your very dearest friends. And we thank you for all the help you've given us and all the wisdom you've imparted to us.
Yes. Such a pleasure to meet you, Thorberf. We'll see you next time. All right, bye.
Yes,
and we start walking down the tunnel.
Zara just starts booking it. Yes, we will see you sometime very soon. Best of luck to you, and we will...
Thank you for letting us slaughter all your friends in the world.
And we will be thinking of you always.
Best wishes.
Wait a second. Thorberf, how many kobold friends did you have in these caves? Was it 4?
I'm not very good with numbers, but it could be.
How many fingers do you have, Thorberf?
He holds up a hand and starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What comes after 2?
He counts one of the strings of ooze that's dripping off his hand. 5.
Did you have more or fewer kobold friends than the number of fingers on your hand? Or about the same?
Seems about the same.
Very good.
Yeah, it's possible that kobold was running to get support from Thorberf and the muck monster.
Yeah. So
that's what it could have been.
Could be, true. Well, in any case, enjoy your freedom, and we shall remember you always.
Yeah, and there's lots more mushrooms at the mushroom garden room. You're going to be feeding yourself. And,
yes.
I don't know what you're going to need to do after that food supply runs out. But, yeah, we hope the best for you, Thorby.
Yeah, matter of fact, I quickly run back and bury all of the kobold bodies underneath the mushroom fields so that they will serve as fertilizer. And also to eliminate the evidence.
Conveniently.
Of what has transpired here.
Okay, that'll take you a while, but...
Yes.
Maybe you should have been doing that while everyone else is resting, but...
We could say maybe we were doing that at some point.
We don't want to invite Thorberf back with us, right? Like, we don't want him to be, like, a resident of the Grove.
I would like him to be a resident of the Grove. I just feel like this is his natural habitat, and I don't know that he would be accustomed to life outside.
Well, but he was relying on the kobold's relationship for them to grow him food. So, like, I actually feel a little sorry for the guy. I don't know if he's going to make it.
But his pool is like the life-giving essence that gives him the sliminess he so desperately needs.
But we could build a new slime pool.
Really? You think?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I suppose you'd have to take a sample of the slime and assess it for its chemical makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Kardain's going to come back over and hang on, Thorberf.
It's too bad Tokus isn't here.
I need something to bring back to Dervin. And we lost the freakish insects. Thane made it sound like the plant monsters weren't freakish enough, and the kobolds seem really normal, right? What if Thorberf was the evidence? What if he was what we brought back to show Dervin that there's weird mutation-y stuff happening?
All right, I quickly walk back. Thorberf, do you like it here in your little pool, or would you like to go elsewhere and live with us?
Yeah, could we take you on a trip?
I've never been far from my pool.
Did you have a mother and father?
I don't remember.
Do you like other food besides mushrooms? What else do you like to eat, Thorberf?
Is there other food?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a great deal of other food.
And Kardain spends his precious focus point and produces a cornucopia of fruit and sees if Thorberf wants it.
He comes up and takes the fruit out of your hand and inspects it, then tastes a tentative bite. Thorberf doesn't like this flavor. He throws it back to you.
Okay. That's unfortunate. All right. 10 minutes down the drain.
One further question, Thorberf. Do you merely enjoy your pool, or do you feel as though you need it?
This pool heals me when I'm hurt. It helps me relax. It feels like it is part of me.
And you it. I see.
This is Thorberf's home. And Solarg's home.
Until recently.
Wait a minute. Did we just leave the body of the slime monster just like in the pool?
Yes. Because nobody's going in that pool. Let's be honest.
Thorberf, is Solarg around?
He's everywhere in this pool.
Could you show me? We are good friends, right?
Okay, he moves over to the side and pulls out the remains of Solarg's body. It seems like the muck that has made him up has kind of dispersed out into the pool, so he's a lot skinnier than he was before.
He's a literal just poop monster.
So, like, is there anything substantial that Kardain could get his hands on that would be like a specimen to present to Dervin?
I mean, you could try picking up pieces of it. It seems like it's basically composed of muck You don't feel anything solid inside.
Yeah, I just don't know what I'm going to bring back to Dervin to prove that there's clearly mutated creatures.
You don't think the plant life is enough?
I mean, yeah, that's true. I could try to like get some of that leathery bark or something.
And there's the leaves that had turned into spikes and all sorts of things like that.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I guess I could harvest some of the freakish vegetation on the way back. That's fair. Yeah, okay, Thorberf, thanks for showing me Solarg. You guys can get back to, what you were doing.
Decomposing.
Yeah, don't worry, we won't decapitate your decomposing friend. Farewell, Thorberf. We'll catch you on the flippity flip.
As the kids say.
All right, I literally did spend my cornucopia fruit there.
Yeah, we'll take the 10 minutes to get it back.
And we leave.
Skedaddle.
So, is that literal pool the source of all of this stuff? Like that green, oozy pool?
Right, that's the thing. Like, we wanted to fight the kobolds because we thought they were guarding the source. But
I think Thorberf is the source, or else he lives in the source.
Well, remember, we still have one more tunnel to go down, and that tunnel is connected to the little rivulets that go around.
I thought that was the last tunnel. I forgot that we had another one.
It's like the main tunnel, carved tunnel.
Yeah,
okay.
but I do think that what's going on with Thorberf and the ooze pool is like top-notch evidence / literal influence of what's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think he is the concentrated green stuff, or his pool is, that's flowing into the river.
I just realized I totally forgot to put something in that chest that was supposed to be there. That would have changed some things.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, go on.
So, back in that chest, in addition to all of those gems and coins and things, there was also a small key.
a key.
A small key, because there was a locked door that we couldn't get through last time.
Maybe like we were just like shoveling all of the treasure into our packs, that like the key just got scooped up with all the gold pieces and we didn't notice it.
But now we do.
Okay, so we have a key.
So let's go back to that locked door and see what we can find.
Where was that locked door?
Over this way. And Zara starts walking down the passage.
You head to the end, and the key does indeed fit the lock.
Wow. A new chamber.
All right, we enter.
You open the door to a small room, fitted with an empty bookshelf, defaced by claw marks and covered in dust. Grooves in the floor run from about the middle of the room to the wall on the right, where you can see a seam that runs from floor to ceiling. A round metal socket sticks out slightly from the back wall on the left side.
Round metal socket.
The crank. Remember the crank that we found?
Ah, that's right.
Put that crank in the socket and crank it.
Crank it like a soldier boy. I put it in there.
Should we get ready for a potential combat?
Indeed we should.
We should get ready for a potential anything happening.
Recharge that cornucopia.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the dog statue into my free hand.
I'm gonna wrap my dueling cape.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get my shield ready.
I'll be casting shield.
Where's Stoke? There he is.
He's with us. I was standing on top of him. Sorry about that.
That happens to all of us.
I have a habit of that lately.
We have to be ready for anything, right?
That's right.
So I insert the crank and begin to crank.
It takes considerable effort, but you begin to turn the crank. And as you do so, half of the right wall begins to slowly slide towards you along the track.
Ooh.
Whoa. Does it make a grinding sound as the wall slides?
Yes, but perhaps not as strong of a grinding sound as you might assume. It's like it's sliding smoothly.
Wow.
Do you just continue until it's all the way across, far out as it can go?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming it opens a passageway.
You don't want to take a peek before it's all the way open?
I think we can be peeking as we're opening it.
You're watching it, but it looks like it's just this big slab of stone that is sliding into the room. The whole wall is just coming out towards you, and there's nothing that it's opening up on your side.
Really?
What?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Yeah, let's crank it all the way, and then we go back to the main room. It's opening something else.
Some kind of Tetris game.
Oh, I see.
Remember how there was that door that we couldn't possibly move?
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was blocking the way.
All right, so we crank it all the way, and then we're gonna head back to the main hall.
Okay.
Well done, Kardain.
Yes.
Yeah, I was using my noodle.
For a dwarf of lower than average intelligence, you're quite clever.
I don't know if I'd call it smart, Verrol. I feel things, and then out pops fruit.
Oh, yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know exactly how that feels.
That is how defecation usually works.
No, like Kardain feels things deeply, and he's rather wise, even if not smart.
Ah, yes. Wisdom is a certain type of intelligence, after all.
You head back down the main passage, and indeed, the wall that had been blocking your progress has been removed.
Ah, there it is.
And you can see the tracks in the floor.
Okay, now we should get ready for the battle.
As humans, we're naturally driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. When I was looking to hire someone, it was so slow and overwhelming. I wish I had used Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.